This video was brought to you by Skillshare. The first 1,000 people to use the link in the description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership.
My beanie is coming in useful now. Now that winter is upon us in England, my God, the temperature has dropped significantly. And I don't know, I do not know why I'm trying to vlog and then also walk through wilderness at the same time. I'm so going to end up in the mud. So I booked this week as a bit of a holiday, but with a purpose. I wanted to have a songwriting camp with myself, and I wanted to go through all my demos, all my lyrics, you know, that are partial and unfinished, and all the little demos. And I planned on curating them in such a lovely way, and I've absolutely failed. I managed to spend a few hours doing it, lost interest, and just realised I was just not in the right headspace to be doing that. And it's a bit weird for me to admit, because I have spent so long building this thing that I thought would make me more creative, then actually I think I got a bit cautious, and I think I'm scared. And I kind of wanted to help myself by going through all my excuses, discovering what am I telling myself? What am I thinking? If I'm experiencing it, then yeah, I need to talk about it, because it might just help someone else in a similar situation, mentally, you know, creatively. So I thought about all the excuses I used to never tell myself, and it was why I felt so prolific for such a long time, and I just sort of didn't really care about what other people were thinking. And yet I found myself in this journey where I really care, and it's kind of been affecting me. And I don't mean this in a negative manner at all, because it's a good thing to realise that I'm doing, so that I can sort of kick back into action. There is a saying that Jarvis, who I really admire as a photographer and creative person, and then he's a creative thinker, and he talks about creativity a lot. Can I say creative any more times? He talks about action over intellect. And that's something that resonates with me, because if I sit and think about things, I realise I'm like, oh my God, all these fears come to light. Should I even be talking about these things? And instead I should just act. So this vlog is me acting. Excuse number 1, I might fail. I've had a lot of failures in my time, and I know I'm very aware that 30 is old to some, young to others, and I feel young, and I feel like I've only just started, right? So, but failure, I failed from the get-go. I failed at age 6, I failed at age 7, I failed at age 8, in these things that were really important at the time. And they involved exams, they involved financial support, getting into schools, not getting scholarships, just certain things that were really, really serious. And then music exams, the sort of grades that I went through, I would do 3 a year for what felt like eternity, these associated board exams that we do here in England. And I failed my grade 5 piano exam. I failed it miserably. So I failed a lot, and I thought it was kind of like my superpower that I had failed at such a young age. I kind of thought it was something that had happened to me, and it was going to help me creatively with my output as I got older. And now it's like, oh, okay, I'm scared of failing now because I haven't failed in a while. So what if I fail on purpose? And I think I've mentioned this before, but you know, failing on purpose, again, it just sort of takes the power out of it. So I plan on doing that more. And that's with experimenting with different types of content, putting out more songs. They're not always going to be good. I have no idea what is good and what is bad anymore. I don't know what will do well. I don't know what will be a popular YouTube video. So I just kind of have to take me out of the equation and just act. Fail on purpose. Excuse number 2. Where do I even start? Sometimes I still don't know where to begin. This can feel overwhelming, but sometimes you have to reverse engineer what you want, what the goal is, whether it's a creative project, whether it's you want to finish a song, or whether it's a lifetime achievement. So for me, it's somehow forming and supporting a community that educates kids and adults that haven't had a music education. So if that's a big goal and I don't know where to start with that, which I don't, and I'm figuring things out and it will take a long time. That's the goal. Let's backtrack. What are the things I need to do for that even to be achieved? And those are small baby steps. And that's where you start. That's where you have to begin somewhere. Otherwise it's just not going to happen. Excuse number 3. What are people going to think of me? I used to be very, very arrogant. And when people would be like, but I care about what people think about me. What are they going to think about me if I put myself out there and be vulnerable in front of people? And I used to just be like, who cares what people think? And yeah, I mean, that was immature of me to say that because everyone cares. It's so easy to say, oh, who cares? That's so easy. Like, it's just easy to throw it away as a concern. But it's a concern. We all have our audience. And I don't mean audience in terms of YouTube subscribers. I mean your parents, who you live with, your friends, other family members. You know, if you're a school teacher, you have the kids in your class. They're your audience. What are they going to think? Everyone has an audience. You do have to put that aside. And even when you have, this is going to sound really weird, even when you have an audience that loves everything you do, you still have to put them to the side and just be like, how am I going to make this thing and not worry about the consequences? Because it's difficult when people hate on you. That's very difficult. But when they love everything you do, that's also difficult because you're not improving and you're not challenging yourself, because the thing that you know will work is probably the thing you'll just keep on creating. So you just have to keep evolving. And you always kind of have to be a bit scared of what people are going to think about it. That's kind of like, that's the adrenaline rush. Excuse number 4, I'm not ready. I think that's the biggest thing that intellectuals and academics say. It's like, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know anything. I'm paraphrasing people far more intelligent than me, but I just don't think you're ever going to be ready. You're not ready for anything. Were you ready to go to school? No, I definitely wasn't. Were you ready for exams? I definitely was not. Are you ready for performances? You can be prepared. I think there's a difference. Be prepared. But I don't think you're ever going to be ready. Last but not least, excuse number 5. I don't have enough time. Time. I wrestle with every single day. There is never enough time. Ever. There wasn't enough time this week. There isn't enough time in a day. Every year is just getting quicker and quicker as I get older. And, you know, maybe you've only got 15 minutes in a day. Maybe you don't even have that because you might have a family, responsibilities. But it's the easiest, it's definitely the easiest excuse. But no one has enough time. There's never, ever going to be enough time. And knowing how I work, I realize, like, I have to set deadlines because otherwise I'll waste time. And I already feel scared that I don't have enough of it. Oh, very complicated and very difficult.
And lockdown for me has been about figuring out exactly how I work best in such a strange time and keep myself motivated. And for me, that's by setting deadlines. As you might be aware by now, I've been consuming creative and productivity classes on Skillshare, who I can thoroughly recommend and who made this video possible. Skillshare is an online learning community for creatives and curious people that features thousands of classes in music, productivity, illustration, marketing, and entrepreneurship. Most of the classes are under 60 minutes in length and are designed to fit any schedule. It's created specifically for learning, meaning there are no ads, and they're always launching new premium classes so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. And it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. I recently took a class from Michael Kanjan-Apricorn, who is the CEO and founder of Skillshare, called Real Productivity, Create Your Ideal Week. And he talks about how he manages his time being a very successful entrepreneur, and inspired me to take my calendar and those deadlines more seriously, because ultimately how you spend your time dictates how your business runs. I've been putting everything he suggests into practice, and it's really helped me prioritize what exactly needs to be done and when. The class was also just 23 minutes, so pretty easy to consume. So don't forget that the first 1,000 people to click the link in the description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. But otherwise, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you very soon.